Alright, so today's just gonna be a video really just for me to go back and rewatch a bunch of times. Um, yeah, so I've recently been feeling mind fog with my strategy, and I've written down some problems in the top left. Now I'm gonna show in a second. About some problems that I have. I mean, as of late. After backtesting, and I'm gonna keep rewatching this video, probably not gonna see these patterns as much because I'm gonna backtest, have my strategy down in a lock, and really be more confident in my strategy. Give me one second. I need to change the times for this. All right, so I fixed everything, but yeah. So I've been jotting down my problems. I noticed that I have with trading. So here they are. And so the first one is I struggle to accept when a trade is invalidated. So when I hit my stop, when my trade hits my stop loss, I have trouble accepting that, or I have trouble knowing. The second one is I don't like waiting for price to either hit TP or stop loss. I have trouble just letting a trade just go by itself, like not touching the trade at all. And next one, I don't fully trust my invalidation levels. Again, when I see my stop loss and I see price going with it to withdraw or going drawdown, I have trouble accepting that, hey, this is part of trading it. You know, I don't fully I rush into trades instead of waiting for confirmation. I do that too. Sometimes I'll be patient and wait too much, and sometimes I wait not enough and price stops me out, or I just get FOMO. I focus too much on short-term results instead of long-term consistency. Again, I'll focus on being green today instead of being green big today. I'll focus on trying to make $2,000 today instead of trying to make $300 each and every day. I when I lose, I abandon my strategy and start flip flopping. I have trouble accepting a red day or just anything not green. Accepting a non-green day is hard for me, so that's a very big problem, especially it relates to short-term results with the green day instead of consistency throughout the days. Um, I judge myself on based on whether I lose or win or lose that day. So if I win, I'll think I'm good at trading. If I lose, I'll think, hey, I did something wrong, and I'll keep analyzing to see what I did wrong. I'm overly obsessed with performing well in trading. Again, just goes back to me just wanting to do well in trading, and if I don't, I see something. I see it as something went wrong. I believe doing well in trading will fix my life or my problems. Again, just thinking trading will make me feel better in life and make me increase my self worth when trading should just amplify that. Whether I win or lose, it doesn't matter. I sometimes lose trust in my strategy after a few losses because I know my strategy and it has a pretty decent win rate, but when I keep adding on to the flip flopping and I don't have a strict one trade per session type of thing, then then I can tend to um lose sight of what I'm doing in trading and start not trusting my strategy and just forgetting it. Um, I spiral and start gambling on NQ or silver instead of sticking to gold. Again, there's a lot of opportunity on those pairs, and a lot of people make. I'll see a lot of people making money on that, on those pairs, and I'll think, hey, maybe I should switch to this, and then just try and get in a quick, um, trade for a mini and try and just get a quick flip or something. That doesn't work, bro. I convince myself I convince myself I don't trade enough and force trades, especially during Asian session, which leads to chop. Um, I've been trying to implement Asian session because I noticed that Asian session is it's decent, but that's what I'm here to backtest for to see if it's even viable to trade. Asian session, and the last one I haven't back tested Asian session enough to have real confidence in it. Again, that just relates to the whole problem with me not, back testing Asian session. So how am I supposed to know whether or not it's gonna work or not because I haven't back tested it? So I added session things here which I didn't have before. So this is good. So yeah, we're gonna start back testing. Same strategy: liquidity, displacement, which is breaker structure, um, supply and demand, support and resistance zones. I wanted to see if I can include moving average, but considering I'm on such a small time frame, the moving average doesn't really work that well because it'll flip flop really easily. So I'm just gonna probably stay out of that. What else? Session highs and lows, liquidity seeking, breaker structures, higher time frame analysis to lower time frame analysis, liquidity, I said before, and yeah, overall just that. So let me go ahead and fix my box here. 1 second. All right, so I fixed everything. So yeah, let's just get into trading. Just need to remember higher time frame analysis and everything. So let's just analyze as if I was looking at the market. So what do we got? We got price ranging up and a strong push down. I went back 3 months in time. So this is 3 months prior to where we are today. So oh no, it's not. It's the start of the year. I went back to the start of the year. So this is January 1st. We are going to be trading, and yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. Um, don't have actually. I think to make this a little bit more better and more realistic, I'm probably gonna try and see if I can go back in time. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh. Uh. There was nothing there, I guess. So yeah, then I can go to the next week after that. After this, I could go to here. Oh no, I keep doing that. Yeah, so I'll just do this to see what the announcements are so I don't get chopped. So, yeah. So, higher time frame, we see price slam all the way down. We see a breaker structure here. From here to here. Breaker structure. Price, after we see a breaker structure, always want to see a pullback. I'll enter on a breaker structure, then be surprised that I'm seeing a pullback. I'll think, dang, my trade's being invalidated. When really, price always is going to pull back after breaking structure. We see a breaker structure, pullback, breaker structure, pullback. We're always going to be expecting a breaker structure. So we see another breaker structure here. So where's our range now? It was from here. Our range was from here to here, and then now our range is from here to here. And when do we know where our range ends? Is when we see a lower time frame change of character, basically, which is just letting us know that the pullback has begun. Like right here, we see price come down, wick heavily, sweep liquidity down here, and now it's pulling back. There's a change of character, so we know that the pullback's most likely starting. So we know that the pullback's starting. So what do we expect? We expect price to get to an area of high probability, so we can enter for a so we can enter to a sell to the week low, which is here. So this is where we would be looking to enter. So as of right now, we're not looking to enter anything because it's we're not in a session, and I'm pretty sure price was closed New Year's Day. No, it was not. Okay, so let's just wait to see when the price. Okay, so Asian session started, and I'm pretty sure 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. is really the best time to start trading Asian session. So we'll wait until 8 p.m. So we see 8 p.m. strike now. And usually what Asian session tends to do is really just range and sweep liquidity. So we see price took out New York's highs right in here, sweeps this liquidity and then strong push down. So what can we expect? I'm really gonna expect price to get all the way back down here and sweep all of this liquidity down here. So this will probably be my TP for Asian session, and it's really a rangy session. So and this will also probably indicate the end of the pullback. Um, because until we see a break of this up here, we're really not invalidated for sells. So we're just looking for sells as of right now. So I'm looking for a sell. So what do we see? We see price sweep this liquidity, strong push down. Really should have been scaled in when we see the sweep of liquidity because it is 8 at that moment. Yeah, at 8 we see I would have probably entered probably here. But yeah, we'll have that saved for the future and just know. So what do we see? We see price pull down, pull up. Now we see a price pull up to the 50% area, strong push down. So I'll probably just enter right here. This is a pretty high probability trade. Probably have my stop loss a little higher just to give price some breathing room. But where's our stop TP gonna be? Probably gonna be a pretty large TP all the way down here. It's probably where I expect price to get to. Um, but I don't probably also. No, this is too small of a trade. So yeah, let's see what price is here. See price push down a little bit. Okay, we get stopped out here. Price ranges a bit, but price. Okay, I don't know why I'm all the way on here. So price peaks all the way back up. Peaks all the way back up. Taps the. This is why I wanted it to be all the way up here because I know new price would probably tap into the premium zone. So price pulls all the way back up. I probably would have re-entered here, but late. I'm just gonna place it here because I probably would have entered here latest. So at this point, I'd probably just have my stop loss down here or TP down there. See price pull up again. Okay, we see another Fibonacci entry. What time is it here? 9 o'clock. I'd probably re-enter here as well. Same TP. I'll actually enter on this trade because I'm doing it for the others. Is there, okay, there's no limit orders, so I don't know how much this is, but that's a pretty realistic amount. Okay, we see another break of structure on the 1 minute right there. So what can you expect? A pullback pretty soon. I want to see a deeper pullback. Okay, we see, well, we do see a pretty deep pullback right there. I like that one. Back, oh, that's a lot of lines. Back into this premium zone. Price slams all the way back down. It could just re-enter again off of here. This is a really high probability setup right here. And just wicks all the way down. I like that. Again, TP to just down here. Because Asian tends to sweep its upside, then sweep its downside. Oh, okay. Price just stops us out right here. What day was this? Thursday. Was there any news? There wasn't. And I'm just testing out Asian session. Yeah, price just pulls all the way back up. Yeah, I'm actually probably just not gonna. Yeah, cause I'm just not made for this. I guess made for trading. I've learned New York session way better, so I'm probably just gonna stick to New York. I feel like that would be smarter to not just over, and I also overexpose myself to trading. So I'm probably just gonna stick to New York. That's probably the smartest move to do. Let's keep moving. See New York start. Okay, that's a pretty far ways ahead. One, two, and I missed it. All right. Oh yeah, I wanted to start trading 8 a.m. As well. See if I should start trading 8 a.m. But I missed this day, so I'll just move forward more. And price comes up to this supply area, pulls all the way back down, comes back up and breaks structure here. So this trade would have been invalidated. So we see a break of structure. So now we are looking for price to go to the upside. And where do we want to go? One more. And now let's scale down. Yep, here we are. Okay, we're at the we're at 8 o'clock now. So once we see a break of structure, as said, we always want to see a pullback. We see a break of structure. Now we want to see a pretty significant pullback. And what are we seeing? A pretty significant pullback, to be honest. Uh, and we tend to see price break an area and then pull back into that same area it broke through, and then continue pushing up. So that's probably what I'm expecting now for price to do. It is 8 a.m. So let's see. We do want to probably see a sweep of liquidity. For a higher probability setup, we see price slam all the way down and a strong candlestick instantly. And also into that area. Sweep all of this liquidity down here. I don't have that saved. So I'll probably enter here. And also, if I start seeing myself just overexpose myself with 8 a.m. too, probably just gonna cut that out and just stick to 9:30. So, probably will just buy up to this area. I'll probably just do London highs. Because those tend to be my area of where I look for price to get to. Yeah, we could just target London highs and just see what's going to happen. Okay, we see price continue pushing down. So price want to sweep Asian liquidity instead. Let me not delete that. And again, due to me seeing that we lost that trade, I just thought that probably the trade was just invalidated, so I didn't even bother re-entering or scaling out. I just watched price move. See price sweep that liquidity. Then once we see it, we see price strong push up, change of character. Could have entered again there. Um, so we see a Berka structure now to the upside. I'm probably not going to see much of an entry. So we see 930 hit. This is also where we want to see our entries. So what are we looking for now? We're probably just looking for a pullback. A decent pullback. Not sure if this Fibonacci would be a viable one. Could see this play out. Okay, we see price slam all the way back down. I don't want to see more confirmation. I'm seeing price chop a little bit, but price is probably just going to take off without us, yeah. Yeah, so the best entry probably would have been right here. Then probably would have got tapped out, but considering we are still bullish, we haven't seen a break of character, we just seen a sweep of liquidity. We were, unfortunately, that liquidity could have just re-entered again. Just being confident in price pushing up. And once we see that, we see a strong rejection. We see a strong up candle, but price slams back down. Then we see another close up with a, not green candle, but you know what I mean? Yeah. And the trade down here would have been this trade. And we would see price play out. So let's just go to the next session. And yeah. So 8 o'clock's about to start. Some water. All right, so we already saw that break of structure. See price pull up, pull down a little bit. Break of structure again. On the 4 hour, doesn't really look like any crazy market structure, honestly, but we do know we are going to the upside. So what do we do see? We do see a break of structure here to the downside, actually. Then we are seeing a pullback. We could see a pullback into this, like this area of supply right here. Oops. Could see that right there, and then price pull down. Also a Fibonacci. This would be back into this area of premium. And we can see price pull down, so probably to just sweep Asian lows. Yeah, we do see the burger structure on the higher side too, but also on the other trend, we could have just seen this as a sweep of liquidity. And if we do see price break above here, my trade won't be invalidated. I think that's what I'm missing too. I don't have an invalidation system. I'll always just have a bias, and if I don't see price stick to that bias, then I just think that something's wrong. So I need to have a invalidation bias where if I place a trade or if I have a bias, where at what point does my trade get invalidated? At what point at what point is my bias wrong? Right? So if price gets above this area and closes above this area, my bias is wrong. If we see price wick up and then close down on the 5 minute, I'm sticking with my bias, honestly. So I would enter on a pullback after this break of structure if we do see a pull up. So let's go down to the 1 minute and just see what we got going on. Instantly we see a tap into this area and then a push down. Probably if I do want to see a sweep of that liquidity up there. Okay, we see price pull up and then instant rejection. What is this? 812. I'm gonna be aggressive and enter here with the moderate stop loss up here. If we see that stop loss get tapped, I don't want to stay in this trade, and we probably will see price trend down lower. So TP probably is gonna have at this area right here. Pretty large TP. So right here. So let's see what price does. Okay, we see price close above this area on the 5 minute. That is a close on the 5 minute, so I'm looking for buys now. I'm probably gonna see a sweep of liquidity, then a push up. That is looking like what we just see. If we see a strong push up, I'll enter. I'll probably enter off of this one right here. Hold on. Before I do this, let's just scale out. Am I over trading? Am I just flip flopping here? We see our price. We see our trade getting validated. I might be shooting for the moon as well. Because I know that I'm not looking at where we have liquidity. We have liquidity down here. So we also have liquidity over here. So we have liquidity up here and down here. What's the most likely situation? We see price sweep liquidity up here, then at least get to down here. We could be confident in that. So I need to be more aware. So we see price sweep liquidity down there. And again, we are bullish, as we do know. This is also price tapping into the 50%. What day is this? Tuesday the 6th. No news comes out to that day. I also was looking at the wrong day last time, but we'll move past that. So we could just have TP Asian highs, honestly. I'm going to trust our trade. See, here I would have got nervous, probably would have exited, but we're going to trust it. We see price tap back into, we see price probably sweep liquidity again. So I'm entering, probably going to, do we see a strong push up? We see a decent push up. I don't even think I entered on the last one. Okay, now we see price push up after sweeping liquidity again. We're just going to trust our trade. Not going to touch this. Not going to scale in or anything. Just let price move. And we see price hit our TP. Now, okay. I want to go over this. So, this trade right here, I'm not mad that I lost. I really didn't expect price to sweep again. So we swept liquidity already. Then we came down and pushed all the way back up. Here, I could have been expecting price could sweep liquidity again. Could sweep this liquidity again, considering we created inducement. So maybe price, considering after this sweep, we didn't see price instantly like push up strongly, because after a sweep, we always see price push up very strongly. Right? Because price does that. After super liquidity, it has what it needs, push up strong. So after we didn't see that, we could have expected price And we see that price created another like higher low and a double bottom. You see a match of lows, right, on the 1 minute. Even though it's the 1 minute, it still matters, right? We could expect price to come back and sweep this liquidity because we know that price has induced this level. It has made this area a probable area for price to come back to, right? Because we see a double lows. Um, Obviously, price didn't have enough fuel over here to keep going up, so we could expect the price to come back down and push back up. So I'm not mad at this trade. I wasn't looking though. I wasn't looking. I wasn't aware. I feel like this would make me such a better trader if I was more aware of what I was looking at, right? So this trade I am a little upset at, considering I wasn't looking over here to know that we did have liquidity over here that we could have swept and then pushed down to sweep this to then push back up, right? So I did say if my play closed above here, it was invalidated. But we know that we have liquidity over here. So if price pushes up above this area, and considering this is also an area of supply, if price pushes above this area, doesn't close, we see this as a liquidity sweep and then a push down. If we see a close here and then not like a wick, like a tap up and then a closure back into that supply zone, then I'm not gonna be as confident to enter for a sell off of this down over here to this area of liquidity. This would have given us what if we entered right here off of this strong push down that we see. Where do we enter? We enter down to these lows. A 1 to 2 R, right? A very high probability trade. All right, so I'm probably just gonna leave this trade right here, so we could go back and just study this. And again, I'm not writing these things because I'm going to just be rewatching this video over and over and over again till like it really gets like drilled into my head as to how to properly be trading during these sessions. So no more A's in session. 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. is really the highest probability times. Probably going to see if just one trade per session is enough or just continuing to trade afterwards is okay. If I don't see A plus setups, I'm not going to trade. I have 3 hours of trading on the 5 minute. What is that? 180 minutes divided by 5 is like why can't I think? I'm pretty sure 28. No, it's 180. Hold on, this is a brain fart moment. 80, 20. I'm pretty sure it's 38. I want to say. Why can't I think of this? I'm not leaving until I get this. Hold on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 38. Why do I feel like that's wrong though? Oh, it's 36. Cause 16 times 5. 30 plus the 50. Okay. Yeah. 38. 36. I mean 36. No, yeah, 36. All right, my bad. I don't know what that was. But yeah, I have 36 candlesticks of 5 minute. You multiply that by 5. I'm not getting that one wrong. Hold on, I might. No, that's so simple. It's 100. What am I doing? It's 180 1 minute candlesticks. If it's 1 minute, if there's 180 minutes, it's one. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. It's 180 1 minute candlesticks. I have a bunch of time to get trades. If I don't see A plus setups, I'm not entering. This here was an A plus setup for me. We see the sweep of liquidity, then we see inducement. So should I have exited this trade? I probably wouldn't have exited this trade. I would have known that price has a high probability to push down to sweep liquidity again, but that's a probability. There's a probability of that happening. If I see that happening, I'm entering stronger, right? I'm entering with higher um conviction that price is gonna push back up. Um, but yeah, so let's scale out again. So it's 9:30 now, I think. So we see price push up strongly. We see price what? Sweep Asian liquidity. So after we see a break of structure, which was Asian liquidity, we do kind of want to see a break above this. So a strong break, a closer, but we do see a wick. So that's all right. We do see this. So what can we expect? Always when we see a break of structure, we expect a pullback. Where can we expect a pullback to? Um, I don't trade it, but we do see a fair value gap right here. Pretty small, but also where is this fair value gap located? This area of supply, really. But it already got tapped. It's invalidated after it gets tapped. So I'm going to delete this. Also that Fibonacci delete. And we do see this 5-minute fair value gap. I don't really trust it. I don't trust fair value gaps. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to keep it here because I do know it's a probability. It has a high probability of working, but I don't really trust it. So I don't really have an area where I'm looking for price to get into. Probably this area where we do see support at, which is also that fair. Dang it, man. Can't avoid that thing. But let's see what price does. We see price continue pushing up, continue pumping. If I was here at 9:30, we wouldn't have seen an entry. So what can we expect? A pullback. I'm just waiting for a pullback. We see the pullback starting. This isn't enough confluence for me. We see price create high equal highs. So when we see price, I'm not expecting price to do a deep pullback now because we see equal highs. All those equal lows. I said double lows. So we see price create equal highs here. I'm not expecting price to pull back down strong. Why? Because we have a lot of liquidity up here. So what can we expect? We can expect price to do a quick retracement, quick pullback, and then a strong push up back to this area. We also see a huge fair value gap right here. But it's not in my setup, so I'm not gonna trade it OD. I'm just gonna delete that one. So we can expect price to pull down, not too much, right? Not too much of a strong pullback, and then a strong push up. So let's put a Fibonacci right here. So we can expect price to get what to this 50% area where also price created a higher low, or created a higher high. So we can expect price to get down here, or not even do that and just sweep this liquidity. So we could just expect a quick sweep into a sweep. I don't know if I would have entered here. Entered off of this sweep here. But considering we are trending pretty strongly, could have entered here on this like low lot size. And TP would have been where though, you know? Just here. I don't like that. I don't like that. We see the sweep, but we don't have to enter off of everything. So we see price sweep that liquidity. We see price sweep this liquidity and start losing steam. And we've swept a bunch of liquidity already. I'm going to enter for a sell here. Why? Because we do see price. This is counter internal and counter trend, because if we scale out, we do see price is trending upwards very strongly. But I don't like this momentum being lost here. We see price push strongly above this. But on the 5-minute, have we had any significant pullback? We haven't. And what can we always expect? A pullback. So where am I going to expect price to get to? Honestly, I'm expecting us to at least pull back where... Did price tap this fair value gap? I just don't understand how people could trade this and say price tapped into the fair value gap. Like, that's that's a crazy like little confluence. I don't know. That's so high. I gotta trust that thing. But I'm gonna trade probably just back into this area of support that price or resistance that price ran through. People probably say the same thing about support and resistance. But I'll probably low risk here. I don't want to risk a lot. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to risk a lot right here. So yeah, let's see how price moves here. Okay, price just pushes up strongly. Okay, now we're seeing something. Now we're seeing something we could trade off of. All of this back here, I don't know how I would have got a trade off of anything from 930 to all the way up here. I don't really see a high probability trade here. So we perceive price break structure on the 1 minute. Again, it's the 1 minute though, so I'm not trusting it. So I want to see a strong pullback now. I'm not looking for anything. Okay, now we're seeing the strong pullback that I did want to see. And where do we see price tap back into this area that I was looking for price to get into? So what am I going to do? I'm going to enter here because this is where I was looking for price to get into. And then where I'm going to enter to the area that I expected price to tap back into. Okay, I did not think it would be that much. But freaking wee ball. Alright. You see strong push up and we just see price slam down. Okay. Why? I'm not sure. I thought we would have seen price push up considering we have all this resting liquidity up here. But I guess price has other plans. And also, we know that when price pushes up strongly like this, whenever price comes back to that area, it's probably going to push strongly down as well. So I'm still looking for buys here. Okay, easy. We see a buy here. We see a sweep of this liquidity down here. Strong push up. I'm entering strongly here. I'm really confident in this one. Famous last words. But I'm going to enter here. Wow. I would never risk this much. I don't know why it's not much. And we see a strong push up. I'm confident in this trade now. I'm just going to let it rock. I'm not going to touch this. I'm probably going to be our last trade for the session. I would be nervous right about now. I'm not going to lie to you. I would be very nervous in this trade. But I do understand that we do just got to let price rock, so I'm not even going to touch it. Because what would I regret more? Me getting stopped out or me missing out on the trade? You got to think about that. Move. Okay, let's just go to 10 minute. Price hits our TP. Good, easy trade. I want to go over these two trades back here. These weren't A+ setups, you know? This, I wasn't mad at. I like this trade right here. This wasn't a bad trade. But I probably would have entered strongly off of it. I would have entered with a strong amount of confluence. Because why? Because price created liquidity down here that has not been tapped into. So once we see price tap back, we are more likely to see price tap back into this liquidity. Why? Because we see price strongly push up here. So when price gets back here, what are we expecting price to do? Strongly push down there as well, right? And what do we see here? We didn't even see a liquidity sweep. We saw a strong candlestick closure. When we see a liquidity sweep, we expect a wicks. We think wicks, and that's what we usually see with liquidity sweeps. And we saw strong bearish candlesticks, right? And I'm not entering on a seek of liquidity to the downside, like on the counter trend. I'm not looking to sweep liquidity off of that. So why am I entering here to try and seek liquidity down there when that's not even my setup, right? That was a dumb trade right here. This was the F set trade. I don't know why I entered here. I was just looking for opportunity to enter here. Another not as probable trade because usually with liquidity sweeps you see a wick down and a strong push up. What do we see? Two pretty weak candlesticks, and price isn't really moving anywhere off of that entry, right? Sure, we could have seen price push all the way up. You could see anything happen with the charts. But is this the strongest setup we could have seen? Not at all. Why? Because we have more liquidity down here. Where's the other liquidity? Not really here because we already sweep liquidity here. Once we see a sweep, that liquidity doesn't exist anymore because we took it. Here, we don't have liquidity. We have liquidity resting under this, but we haven't taken it. So I think what I'm going to start doing is start marking out liquidity because I feel like that's something that would help me a lot. Just understanding where liquidity lies. Not understanding, but just knowing, just remembering where liquidity lies. I've seen someone do this before. Um, what did they put? I think it was just a money sign. Magnet. Icon, money. Right here. Let me fix this. How it looks. Settings, make it black. Color, boom. So where does liquidity lie? Under this area. So where are we expecting price to go? Under this area and then push up. So this is our height. This is our highest probability setup. Most of the time, we're not going to see price accomplish our highest probability setup. Why? Because price probably just because price it it's our perfect trade. Price isn't always going to give us our perfect trade. When we see a high probability setup, that trade is really just our perfect trade. And if we don't see it, we don't trade. Because this is a high I could risk a lot here because I know I'm very, very confident in the trade. So yeah. Here as well, not a bad trade. We knew we had liquidity over here. We swept it. We pushed up. I'm not mad at that trade, right? Here, this sell right here, we see price. What was the entry here? Was it? Let me see. Um, what was that? I'm pretty sure there's. Oh yeah, we didn't enter here. That this would have been the when I say perfect, I mean highest probability. But this would have been the perfect trade to enter off of here, right? Because we see price, and sometimes price will push up, close strongly, and then come back down as a liquidity sweep. But considering we had this strong push down already, and we enter off of this strong candlestick, but we see price hesitate here and then strong push up, but we know that price has another equally strong candlestick right here that pushes price down. So we do have this area here where we do have liquidity resting above, and this is also a support zone that price strongly reacted to. And also this candlestick, I was reaching for the moon here. Um, Not smart of me. Also, what do we know? We know that we see this liquidity up here. What did this liquidity up here do? What was it able to do? It was able to push price all the way down here. So I can be confident in entering off of this liquidity to know it'll cause a reaction once we sweep it. Because it's not going to just be a run. Because once we sweep liquidity, we have to sweep opposing liquidity to continue moving up. Because we need opposing liquidity to sweep opposing liquidity. You know, we need this liquidity to come back and sweep this liquidity to come back and sweep all of this liquidity, all of this liquidity up here and up. Where was it? Oh, just up here, I guess. and continue running, because liquidity sweeps are reversals and liquidity runs are continuation. So we see price sweep this liquidity, push down, sweep this liquidity, reverse. We see sweep, reverse, run, continuation, and then what do we see? Creation of liquidity. You will always see liquidity be created when we're running. So we see liquidity created, swept, not swept, ran through, liquidity created here, ran through this liquidity, ran through this liquidity created here, ran through this liquidity created here. When we see that lower highs, right, we see the pullback and then continuation. What does price create above the pullbacks? Liquidity, because that liquidity was able to create, to start a push, to start a flush down. So we see all of this liquidity being created to do what? To sweep the opposing liquidity down here, which was able to start all of this momentum. We're not going to enter here because this liquidity was already swept. This is new untouched liquidity, right? We sweep this liquidity to then go back and do what? Run and take all of this liquidity to do what? To create more liquidity. There's times when we just don't touch liquidity. Like here, we're probably not going to touch this. But it in our session, we know that we have higher probability liquidity near us. So if we see liquidity that's like all the way down, we don't have to worry about that. We're worried about the liquidity in front of us, right? That was a lot. But yeah, those were the trades for that session. I was 2 sessions traded, um, or 3. Probably going to relax here and come back pretty soon to continue. It's just gonna be a quick jump for you, but I'm gonna pause and then come back pretty soon. But yeah, be back. All right, I'm back. So I'm just not realizing that this is gonna take a very long time. But yeah. So let's just go to the next session. We already had this session down. Going early. Keep going. Boom. Boom. 2 more. 1. And I'll scroll down here. Yeah, already knowing. Go to 1 minute here. So what do we see? On the 4 hour, actually, let's go to the 4 hour because this probably looks cleaner over here, or where it doesn't look like anything at all. I guess let's refresh. Let's see. Okay, 4 hour. Yeah. That's what I want to say. We see a strong push up, and now we're seeing a pullback. After we tap into this area of demand as well, we see this over here. Area of demand that we tap into and push down. So I'm looking for buys only. So I'm looking for opportunities for buys. So what do? We swept all of this liquidity down here. What did we do in return? We created all of this liquidity up here. So honestly, we also see a sweep of liquidity. We see London sweep Asian liquidity over here. However, we're seeing price push back down a little bit. We're seeing price just create a higher low, honestly. So if we see price create a higher low here, we see like a closure like this. I'm buying to London highs or just the 0.618. Pretty confident. I'd be pretty confident in that. So although it's not 8, I'm still gonna be looking for entries. Oh, it is actually 8. Okay. Okay, what do we see? 1 minute. Sweep of liquidity. I'm gonna enter here. TP to where? The negative 61.8 over here, which is also where liquidity lies over here. Why? The one, we see Asian's liquidity sweep. We see liquidity. We see inducement as we push up. Then we see another sweep of liquidity giving us an entry model, or fulfilling our entry model. So let's enter here. Not gonna enter too heavy. But why do I want to see my trade get invalidated here and not anywhere else? Because we see the sweep happen here, a strong push up, right? Um, if we do see our trade get invalidated here, um, we probably are gonna continue pushing down. We saw all of this liquidity though. I don't think we're gonna see a price push down. If we do see price push down, we're probably going to stay within this range here. We're going to stay within this liquidity sweep. I don't think we're going to push all the way down. If we do, we're going to get at least to... Again, I just don't see price pushing down, honestly. But we'll get down to here at least. But I'm pretty sure the pullback's over at this point. But we'll see price get down here if we see a sweep of liquidity. If we see price... Okay, so... we're probably going to be pushing down even more then. I like this entry, honestly. I liked it. So what do we see? Yeah, we're going to see price push down even more. Let's continue slamming down. Let's move this over. Because what is there down here? Resting liquidity down here. But we had strong liquidity down here. That's why I thought we were just going to sweep this and continue up. But price had other plans. Okay, so we don't really see a sweep of this liquidity over here, honestly. We just see price push down. Not confident at all in any entry here. And I'm not looking for buys. I'm not looking for buys at all. I'm just looking for a entry for... I'm not looking for sells. I'm looking for buys. Only buys. So I'm just going to wait until we see a good setup here. Okay, we do end up just seeing price push up. But again, didn't really see a setup here. Didn't see a super liquidity. We just saw a price tap back into this area. Well, this was an area of support as well. Okay. This was an area of support. And price did the same exact thing it did back here. And considering after we see price tap into this area, we don't see price push down. We see price push up and then create a higher low here. And what does this higher low do? Tap into the discounted zone, and then we're gonna see price push up. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. We're seeing price pull up. Probably gonna see, just gonna see that. We see a push down, a sweep of this liquidity, but I really want to enter off of this. Considering we are seeing price probably... This is probably the end of the pullback, honestly. Let's see, price sweep that. I don't want to rush into this. This is a trade I would be looking for. I'm not going to enter. I mean, I feel like we can see, we have a way larger range to pull back into to get a stronger confluence to enter into a buy. Like we see price tap back into the zone, I'd be looking for... Yeah, I wasn't going to enter that. This is a trade I would have entered if I FOMO'd into it, but I'm not even going to... Okay, now I'm looking to enter here. Probably because we see on the 5 minute. Let's see what we got here. Oh, boom. And we see price push up. Okay, yeah, we just missed the entry here. I saw the confluence I was looking for, and I didn't enter. That's completely my fault. Yeah, that's completely my fault. I should have entered here. We saw what we wanted to see. And TP should have been where? All the way up here, I guess. But we're probably not going to see price. Yeah, we're going to see price just fulfill this. So what was the first trade we missed? We missed the first trade. Probably should have entered off of like somewhere over here. TP right here. We saw confluence. Boom, boom. TP should have been like, oops. Up here, I guess. Would have been a good TP for that trade. But yeah, so seeing price chop up a little bit. Not really liking market structure right here. This is more of a continuation. I'm not really seeing clean setups here. Okay, now we're seeing a good pullback. Probably would have had TP down here actually. Well, let's move these to the side. I'm getting a little crowded here. I'm gonna delete this. It's getting a little crowded. But so we see price pull up. A lot of wicks here. A lot of wicks happening. Let's delete these Fibonacci. Boom, boom. Now what are we seeing? We're seeing a decent pullback again. And where can we expect price to probably push up from? Again, probably this zone over here. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger because this is also a demand zone. Oh, we see the tap, 930, strong push up, retracement. I'm entering here. It's beautiful. We see price push up, Fibonacci, 50%. Enter here, TP. Honestly, could reach for this high of here. Probably what I'm gonna reach for, that high. Why? Because this is also where liquidity is. Did I? Okay, I did. No, that liquidity is lying above this area. So yeah, defer buy here. A bit more confident on this trade. Again, wouldn't risk this much, but oh, and price just slams all the way down. Okay, very interesting. We potentially just see a sweep of this liquidity down here. Yeah, I was confident in that trade. See price slam all the way down. Scale out a bit. Did I re-enter here? We scale out, we see this Fibonacci all the way from here to here. We probably see price hit that 50%. Let's scale out, see what price is doing. Yeah, we see price tap down and close within this range. I mean, I don't mean to overtrade, but I'm going to enter again here. I'm just confident in this, honestly. If we see this trade getting validated, I'm probably just going to stop trading for the session. You see price come down, 50%, push up. Getting a little nervous considering we're seeing price push down so much. I'm just going to let this trade rock considering, I mean, it doesn't, oh my gosh, yeah. We're just seeing price move crazy here. This is insane. I mean, I didn't take into account the fact that price might push down. That's honestly my fault. I didn't take into account that. But I mean, this was a very choppy session. The only trade we really could have gotten was these buys from here and all the way and here to up where was it? Here? Like up here. But I mean, we just took 3 back-to-back L's. Yeah, I'm done trading for this session. I mean, we're probably gonna see price push up, but I guess now's not the time. And then price pushes all the way down, and as I wanted to see, it sweeps the liquidity down here, which is the perfect trade. And then yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, I gave up. As said, I gave up. As said is my one of my problems. I give up on my trade after it fails multiple times. But we knew that there was strong liquidity down here. All right, let me trade hinges. There's strong liquidity down here at this level. Price obviously wasn't pushing up off of this level, off of this liquidity, but we do need liquidity to push up. So where price creates equal lows, sweeps and pushes. This is textbook stuff, honestly. And I wasn't looking. I wasn't thinking into that. When I seen price come back here, I didn't think, oh, we're creating equal lows. Let's see price push down here, sweep this, and then pull up. I was strictly looking for buys, and I wasn't wrong to, because price is in a buying state right now. We are seeing price. We are in an uptrend. We see a pullback, but we need strong confirmation to push up off of this pullback. So what do we need to see? We need to see at least a sweep of liquidity, because we're not in a continuation right now. We're in a pullback. To see a reversal, we need to see a sweep of liquidity. Unless we see that in London, and now we're looking for a continuation setup. Right now, we're looking for our reversal setup. So yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate. If we look back here, this probably would have been where we would have entered off of that sweep of liquidity. This would have been the trade right here. Boom, boom. DP all the way up here. Once we see price skyrocket off of here, could have just been confident in that trade and just let it rock. That would have been a great trade. But yeah, let's go to the next session. Oh, you could just go to. That's sick. Where is that? Does that work? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, that's pretty cool. I can't lie. But yeah, so what are we looking for now? What do we see? We see price take this liquidity and then continue pushing down. Where do we see price push down into this area of supply again, where price pushed up off of before? The strong zone. See price tap, push all the way back up. Strong push up. So I'm confident this is probably where we're gonna see the reversal happen, the sweep of liquidity down here. So yeah, so we have a bunch of opposing liquidity up here, here, stacked liquidity up there. So I'm probably just looking for prices to push up, honestly. And what time is it? 7:45. 1, 2, 3, and yep. So yeah, so where would our trade get invalidated? If we see a closure below here, then we could be looking for sells. But honestly, I'm just looking for buys again. Still looking for buys. Um, Liquidity is all the way up here. We swept liquidity already. I'm not looking for us to get all the way down here to sweep liquidity again. So I'm just looking for a setup to enter off of. So after 1 minute, we could see some liquidity though. Okay, we sweep that. We take all of this liquidity down here. And then what do we see? Fibonacci setup, boom, boom, 50%. Also the area that price broke the other high from, or the lower high from. Gonna enter off a strong push up. We do see one. If we don't see a strong push up, I'm not entering. Okay, there we go. I'll enter off of here. Even though our stop loss is going to be a little bit larger, just gave me that confirmation, you know. So where's our TP? Probably going to be all the way up here. London highs. See price match. Our trade gets invalidated off of this break of higher low. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing any like hindsight things to look for. I'm not looking for price to get all the way back down here. We already swept liquidity. We're pushing up. We retrace. Now we're pushing back up. So yeah, we are seeing price. Yeah. That's what we wanted to see. We just saw price just rocket up. That's beautiful. It's good. That was nice. So yeah. After that though, now we see another break of structure right here. Right, break of structure. Do they have the dot? They don't. Okay, we see a break of structure right here. Now we're looking for pullback. And where are we probably going to see this pullback? Probably back into this area of supply right here. Because we didn't really mitigate like any of this like, you know, fair value gap stuff. But it has some truth to it. So we didn't mitigate any of this. So we're probably going to see price pull back all the way back down to here. And then we could re-enter. Because this is a really strong push up. Or we might just see price continue up. Because now we're in our continuation phase. First we were in our continuation, then our pullback. Now we're back into our continuation phase. We're no longer consolidating. So, I mean, let's see what price does. I'm gonna scale out because I'm not looking for anything but buys. And I'm just waiting for the perfect trade. And the perfect trade would be all the way down here. Yep. Here we see price tap back down here. We don't really see a strong tap back down, but I'm gonna enter here. I mean, we see the strong push up, strong invalidation of any sells here. So I'm gonna enter here and probably same TP right here. Go for a 1 to 2 at least. Or considering we already swept this liquidity, why can't I, you know, probably up here, TP all the way up there. Enter for buy. And what do we just see this as? We see this as, do we even see a trend line? No, we don't. We also see this as a, usually people will enter here, but I don't even trade that setup. I don't know what I'm talking about it. But, yeah, so we see a higher low. What do we also see? A Fibonacci tap back into the area of, discounted. Yeah, this is a great setup, honestly, in my opinion. Okay, we see price tap me out. I'm not gonna lie, I was hesitant on entering because I didn't see a strong tap back into the area like this, like I was looking for. Now would be our entry. Okay, now would be our entry. What was this inducement to? Okay, we could have just seen that as inducement. to enter off of. Now I'm gonna only have my TP here because I was reaching up there to have a higher risk to reward, but this is really our highest probability setup. Now we see another tap back into that zone. Are we gonna see a liquidity sweep with that? Probably not. We see price create a bunch of liquidity up here for us to seek. Now we're just gonna continue pushing up, hopefully. We're seeing price just play around. Okay, I would see that was scary. I didn't like that. That was scary. I would have got very scared during that trade. But again, another beautiful trade. I mean, this was our perfect setup. This is what we wanted to see happen, and we saw it happen, right? This we saw what we were expecting, but we didn't see it to a T, right? Price came down here, pushed up, created a little fake out, like yeah, we're gonna be pushing up off of this area. It really wasn't. Created an inducement down here. We came back tapped here, and then we enter off of here. It's TP below the sweep. If we had it any closer, like right here, we got stopped out. Would have got stopped out. If we entered, you know, anything like that, we would have got stopped out. But this was a really good trade. I'm very happy with this. And about time we stop trading. So let me see what times we usually win at. So usually we tend to win or see our best setups from realistically 8 to 10:30. 8 to 11 actually. 8 to 11. But honestly, after we see what after we get two good trades, each session really only shows around 2 good trades, honestly. Not really over. I don't want to overexpose myself to trading. You know what I mean? But let's just go to 8 o'clock. I'm going to 7:30 actually. I don't know, price be playing around. This thing be playing around. My table. All right. So what do we see? Now we see that strong push up we wanted to see. Yeah, we saw price continue crazy off of this, crazy. But we don't need all of this movement. We just need what we can get from our session, and we could have been confident price was gonna push up all the way up there. But honestly, I didn't want to risk that. We got ours from that trade. Trading is always about getting the most out of every single freaking move. So yeah. Delete that, and come on, delete that. Okay, so we see price push up, 4 hour. We see what we want to see. Beautiful market structure. See price pull all the way up, higher low, higher low, higher low. We see liquidity being built under these. So what can we expect? We also see a breaker structure from here to even here and here as well. So we want to see a retracement, deep retracement. Where are we probably going to see that? Down here. And also, does that clone not work? Oh, it does. And also down here. So, and even down here. So we got a bunch of liquidity we're looking to sweep. And we already swept this liquidity down here. Or up here. So let's scale down. What time is it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm really not looking to buy unless we see a push down lower, because unless we do, wow, that was a crazy candlestick. This has to have been news. That had to have been news. What day is this? Is this CPI? Housing data? Oh, NFP. Oh yeah, lower. Okay, yeah, I'm just not even gonna trade that. Price created a bunch of liquidity down here. Price pushed up, swept all of it. Now, what can we expect? Once price does a huge move like this, we can also expect a huge downward move in the same way. Most of the time, price just continues moving up. Um, we see price retrace back into this high it broke, which we always want to see, or always do end up seeing. Um, Dang, we really missed opportunity. We see another higher low here. Okay, we kind of see a super liquidity to the downside, but I don't really like this. Okay, we see another sweep of all of this liquidity. Now, this is what I like. Oh, we don't even see this. We see inducement. So we can. I probably want to see price. I wasn't gonna say take out this, but I guess we're just pumping up. Yeah, today is one of those days. We saw opportunity to enter, but really just missed out. We missed all the missed opportunity. Because what do we tend to see? We tend to see price do this and then push down and sweep down here and then push up. Price just swept down there and just kept pushing up. So we're probably just not going to trade that today. We do still have some time, but yeah, no, price is continuing. We're not seeing anything really. So over here. Yeah, this was also over the weekend. We see price open up. And then, yeah, we just see a strong push up. Break above all of these highs. All of these highs. And the price is just pumping. Pumping, pumping, pumping. So what do we see? Bunch of liquidity built up down here. That we probably should expect prices to come down and sweep. So what time is it? 6:45. Okay. Now it's a price swept this liquidity. Considering we're in a more of a continuation cycle type of market, we're probably not gonna see price deeply sweep liquidity. Because here we needed to see price deeply seek liquidity when it was like down here or here, but considering we already like we're pumping, we don't need to see deep sweeps of liquidity. We just need to see some sort of liquidity be taken, then price is gonna start pumping up. You know. So let's see what price starts doing. We see a market structure all the way up here. I'm pretty sure we're at new highs now. So let's see a pullback. Please, a pullback or anything. Good grief. All right. I'm just not entering off of this. We see inducement here though. Yeah, I'm just not entering on any of this, honestly. Okay, finally. Good grief. Now we see a strong push, pullback, deep pullback. Goodness. I'm pretty sure we just seen price pull back into the discounted zone. No, no, just deep retracement back into this area. There's support down here. See price close back into the range upwards. So I want to see a higher low. Might enter. Yeah, I'll enter off of this. I'll have my stop loss even deeper down here though. TP probably just up here. Never mind. You see price slam all the way down. Probably just need to see price give us something more. Or not. Why did price stop here? We got back into this premium zone probably and then push up. Okay. Now we're seeing a higher low that we couldn't be able to enter off of. I'll probably enter off of here. You see price tap into this 50% zone. Yeah. And we also see a closure above this candlestick. Most likely validating it. Good grief. You can see price slam all the way up. I'm probably going to look for a re-entry. Probably off the price retapping this 1 minute zone. Right here. Let's see a decent reaction. I'll enter off of here. I'm going to size down a lot. But I'm going to re-enter here. I'll enter. We see another high low. I'm going to just leave that be. Let's let price continue. Okay, good trade. Good trade. I did not think we were going to see a trade today. This trade could have been avoided if we were just more patient. We could have missed the trade, but we don't need to get the first move trade. You know, usually what we want to do, we want to wait for price to confirm our bias, then we enter off a pullback because price is always going to pull back. So yeah, I think I'm ending the day off there. That was a really good day. Now if we go to 8 a.m. Here we go. Now let's scale out, see what price did. What do we see price do? We come back down all the way over here and really just create liquidity. If we look on the 1 hour, that's just a bunch of resting liquidity down here. Like, it's small liquidity, but it's like, it's still there, you know? If we see price sweep this, yo, we're going to see price skyrocket, honestly. But what's most probable? Probably down here. Let's just see what price says. But where are we? 745. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we see price break structure on the 1 minute, but does that really matter? No, sir. Okay, we're pumping. We're pumping. So we're not going to see that deep sweep we wanted to see. But we just broke structure to the upside. Right here. So we're looking for a pullback and an entry. Hopefully a deeper pullback. I don't want to enter off of this. Like minor pullback. Should have entered on the minor pullback. I'm playing. But yeah, I'm not entering on that. Okay, here we go. This is what I want to enter off of. See a sweep of liquidity, but this isn't as deep as I want the pullback to be. Nah, I'm not liking it. But we do know we don't need to see a super deep pullback at the same time. Yeah. Um. I also see price tap back into the zone. I'm gonna wait for a deeper pullback. I don't think I'm gonna enter off of here after price rejects off this strong zone and pulls back only to here. I want to see a deeper pullback. Now, what does price do? Creates inducement, double. I mean, you do see price eventually push up. I mean, I didn't like it. I could have entered with a lower lot, with lower risk, which I probably should have done, because I did see the opportunity here. But where would I have entered to? I would have entered right here. That was probably right here. And TP to where? Like here, I guess. It's not a bad trade, but I don't know. I want to see something better. We do see price eventually smash that TP, but I mean, opportunity was there. Now we're seeing a deep pullback. And another push up. Another pullback. Okay, I'll probably enter off of somewhere over here. Create inducement right here. And do we break structure? We do break structure. Okay, good, good. This is nice. This is nice. Where's only place we've really got liquidity is down here. Nuh-uh. We see double equal lows right there. Nuh-uh. You're not getting me again, gold. Be patient. Okay, we do see a breaker structure, so we're probably not going to see this setup get played. Do see a higher low. Did we even enter on this? Yeah, we didn't enter today. We do see the setup though. I'm gonna end. Ooh, pull back. No. Breaker structure. Oh, we did see our setup. No, we should have entered here. Oh, that's what I wanted to see, but we didn't enter. That's unfortunate. Let's see what price ends up doing. That's a 30-minute. Oh, good grief. We end up seeing price just slam all the way down. Okay. We didn't enter there, but I guess it was for the greater good. Yeah, so see price create all this liquidity. We go even deeper all the way down here where we had this liquidity before. That's crazy. And then we see a huge pump up. Take all of that liquidity. That's beautiful. And that's just one of those things we're just not going to get in on. We have a bunch of liquidity down here. Okay. This looks nice. 725. Let's fast forward a bit. Oops. A little too much, I guess. And we see price sweep liquidity to the upside. Now we're pushing down. Where's our target? Really? I'm looking for, wow. We have a lot of areas price could get to, honestly. So we could expect price to get here, here, or here. Or even here. Oops. Doom, doom. All right, but unfortunate we missed that. That's not a bad setup. I would have entered here. This is a really nice setup. Yeah, all of this, that's a really nice setup. Whoa. What time is that? 8:30. You see a deep soup of liquidity right here. And then a pull up. But where would my stop loss be? All the way down there? No, thank you. More liquidity getting built. I don't know. I'm just not liking this. Whoa. Let's see if I'm not too. I'm not going to force this. Like, I don't need to trade. I don't like what I'm seeing. Okay, yeah. We see equal lows here, too. We're choppy. This is really choppy. New York movement. Yeah, this is really choppy. Now we're seeing some decent movement. Okay, here we go. If we see a push, ooh, whoa, sweeping all of that. I'm not entering off of this. No. Wow. Yeah. Now I'll enter off of this. Ooh. What time is up? Let's see how it closes on the 5-minute. That closes decently on the 5-minute. I'll enter off of this. Off of pullback though. That's. Oh, never mind. Was there more resting liquidity under? There was. I mean, there was more liquidity down here as well. I'll enter off of this. That's a strong, really strong push up. And we have a bunch of liquidity to the upside. Another entry really nice entry would have been down here. Or up here, I mean. Forecast up here. Boom, boom. We know that price is probably going to sweep out a decent amount of liquidity. So right here, that would have been a really nice entry right there. But we're also going to get this entry. We are ranging pretty badly, so probably just going to enter up one. I do like this setup, though. Let's scale out a bit. Yeah, this was what, a pullback. So we saw price pull all the way back up, break structure. Now we could have played the pullback to this liquidity zones. Even though I don't tend to do that, these were really nice looking liquidity zones. Right here. No, we're not. Okay. Yeah, we're just seeing price pull all the way down. Okay, now we see a breaker structure. Yikes, that's crazy. Okay, we don't. I'm probably gonna re-enter because I like that entry right here. 50%. Oops. I'll enter off of here. Probably just buy all the way up to there. I'm pretty confident in this. Oh, let me go 1.75. I'm gonna trust my trade. I'm gonna trust it. Not gonna exit. Easy to say that one demo or demoing, but this is like so hard to trust. So hard. This is realistically what our trade's gonna go through. Okay, we got stopped out here. All of this liquidity gets created, then swept. Then price taps back into this zone. Do I like? I don't hate this re-entry. Like I like. I'm gonna re-enter here. I'm not mad at this at all. Like I like this re-entry right here. I'll just grab. Stopped out again. I mean, this is 12:30. I shouldn't have been trading. I mean, yeah. We're in a choppy range in New York. This was really our only trade we had any hopes of winning on, and I missed it because I fast forwarded too much. Let's go here and see what price did. Yeah, we'll just continue pushing all the way down. But we still do see price push all the way back up before pushing all the way down. All right. So let's do this last session. See a pull down. To move all of these lines. See price push all the way down, push up, break a structure to the upside. We see that pullback get finished. We see price tap back into this what's it called? Gap that it created. See price push up, break highs like right here. But I don't really like this retracement. And what time is it? 7:45. Okay, now we could start looking for stuff. So we see a decent pullback on the 5-minute. Where could we be looking for price to get to? Honestly, no clue. My highest probability zone is this demand zone right here. That price did just happen to, so. And pushed up strongly off of. I'm entering here. Okay. TP, probably just start of New York. We saw price retrace back off of. Zones are for one. I want to do that same thing because it does reenact. Market conditions up here. Okay. Price slams all the way down and is just continuing to slam all the way down. So I guess we're seeking London lows. Just continue slamming down. Continue. Probably gonna sweep Asian lows, which we don't even end up doing. We create inducement, so I'm looking for price to sweep these lows. or not. Like price just um I mean, I don't know. We see price tap back into this area of demand, I guess. Like, it doesn't sweep liquidity at all. I mean, I guess after we saw it break a structure, we could have just entered. But with this huge stop loss, are you serious? I guess. I mean, we could have just entered off of here. It didn't exactly like sweep all the way down, but it did give us what a sweep would look like. Probably gonna stop now. This has been a lot. A lot. We've had good days, we've had bad days. I'm going to go over each day on the 5 minute and just look back. Computer's lagging a bit because we have like 100 different things on the chart. Good grief. Okay, we started trading over here. So first day, four losses. Goodness, we were chopping. Expected price to continue pushing down, all the way down here to sweep this liquidity, but when we were down here, we didn't sweep. So why would I expect us to sweep now? We did see a sweep of liquidity. We saw the sweep of liquidity up here, but I mean, it was a break of structure, really. Price was just stalling out. Once we seen this break of, oh, this was Asian. That's why. This looked kind of odd. I was like, nice sweep here. This was really nice. Here I don't think we entered off of this. We entered off of here, but we saw that price created it. Price came down, came up, swept, but we did have this area below to sweep as well. We know that price will create an area and then another area, stack liquidity and sweep the lowest one and then push up. So yeah, then we see a higher low created here, which I tried to enter off of, but what I just re-entered. I'm pretty sure. We saw price here tap into this area of supply and no, just this area of support, I'm pretty sure. Swept the liquidity up here and then pushed down. I entered, I'm pretty sure, too early on this one. I don't know why I entered here. I'm pretty sure I prematurely entered, but we entered here. Stop loss down here because this is where liquidity was resting. Once we saw liquidity get swept here, we saw a decent push up. I entered off of that. Price didn't respect that. Price came back down, swept more liquidity, and then pushed up. Entered off of that. And we also saw price sweep down lower into this area where price broke through before, giving us more confluence for that. This wasn't a bad entry either, but this is just the one that worked out more because it had more confluences. See price push up. I tried to play the pushback. I didn't work out. Price pulled up, pushed down. I tried to play up another. I tried to play the end of the pullback, like catching the knife, but it didn't. This wasn't a lot of probability because it swept basically no liquidity, and the liquidity sweep looked so weak. Like this is such a weak sweep. Weak as in strong for selling. Like this was weak for buying liquidity. And we see prices come back down here where price created liquidity down here, Swap that. Continued up. Reverse. Price came all the way up here. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Okay, this was pretty bad. We saw price push down, push up, higher low. Thought it was a higher low. Tried to enter off of here, but price ended up continue pushing down. Then pushed all the way back up. And I'm not sure what this was. But I tried to play price coming back all the way up here. But price ended up not, we saw a sweep here. And then I entered off of that. I entered 2 trades. I entered off of here as well, off of this Fibonacci. Was it a Fibonacci? Let me see. Oh, it was a sweep with this liquidity here. But price slammed down. Then price came, swapped out this liquidity. I entered off that. I wasn't too mad at that. That's not a bad trade. Price continued pushing down. 10-10 came around. We see the sweep again. And this would have been the most probable entry. Enter off of here. And it's also because we had all of this resting liquidity down here. That we enter off of that for. But I mean, how was I supposed to expect price to come all the way down here when we were already swept Asian liquidity? Really couldn't have known much better. Yeah, except the fact that we were pulling back, and yeah. But could have entered here and got that trade. These were pretty unavoidable. These were high probability trades in my opinion. Next session was pretty good. We saw price pull up, come down back into this area, 50% as well. Put area where price broke through before, pull all the way back up to this zone where we had liquidity at, then continue pulling back down. I entered prematurely off of what was this? This one, no, hold on, let me delete this. What I thought to be the I thought it came back to premium, but then it actually came back to discount. I mean, it actually came back to discount, and I entered again. So, oh my gosh, all right. Oh, but it didn't come back to discount. And I entered when it actually did. So, yep, that was that. And then we see price again. This day, we didn't enter off of anything. There was news here. Then our price pulled all the way back up. And, I mean, considering we were ranging and we broke strong structure that day, I mean, we didn't really need that strong of movement to expect price to continue pushing up. I mean, this was the only move I could have entered off of. We saw price pull up, break structure here, and then tap back into that area. Having my stop loss here would have been the only trade I could have gotten into. I'm not on the 1 minute, so I don't know what it looked like, but this would have really been my only trade I would have been looking to hit. And probably TP all the way just here, tapping into this area. Then we see price pull all the way back up. And we see price push up. I have my Fibonacci here. Price comes back into the discounted zone. Could have entered here. I did enter here. TP all the way back to matches high. I entered here off of price kind of tapping up here. I thought this was the move, but ended up being here. This was our higher probability move. And price pulled up, pulled down back to this area where it broke structure. I entered off of that again. Good trades overall. Then here we see price pull all the way up, retrace a little bit, pull up, retrace a little bit, pull up, continue pulling up, and we see a sweep. Well, we see a break of structure here, and we see a pull back. We could have played the pullback, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure about this day. Because I expected price to at least sweep the, like, push up, sweep this liquidity, then continue pushing up. That would have been the perfect setup, but we didn't see that, so we didn't trade. Could have played down this liquidity, but I didn't enter on these trades. I didn't really like the setups here. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't trade that in. Then this day, beautiful sweep of liquidity. What could have been a beautiful sweep of liquidity here. Could have entered off of that. I ended up not entering. That price pulled down, pushed up, pulled back down, swept liquidity, or what I thought it was. Then stopped me out. Pulled all the way up, pulled down. Thought this was a retracement. Entered. Looking back at it, this is probably just price tapping back into this. Not really, no. Did I? Oh, I kept trading. Okay, so yeah, I entered again here. Price pulled down. Entered again here, off of I don't even know what. I guess a retreat. I don't even know what I entered off of here, but price kept pulling down here. It came back into this. That wouldn't even work because it did it here too. I mean, this is outside of our trading session, so I mean, it was just unfortunate. Should have been more patient, I guess. Trying to just think as a way to good entry could have been here. I don't know. Today just would have been one of those days. I can't lie, because I just can't see a good entry that would have came from that. And here, price pushed up, came down, created this area of demand, pushed up, and came down. I entered off of price tapping this and then pushing up a little bit. Price just slammed down, ended up coming down to this area. Did a sweep liquidity, just tapped back into this area, pushed up, came back, tapped down again, pushed up. Should have entered right here, stop loss, boom. That would have been a good trade. But that's what happened, you know. These were the trades we took. I do want to try and see if I could see my win rate. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Oh. Okay, so I didn't end up finding it. They ended up asking $17 for me to see my performance more in depth. The only one I'm really interested in is my most profitable hours. But I only trade certain hours, so I mean it can't really alter that much. 30% win rate. I mean, a lot of the trades were just due to me being incompetent. Honestly, just me being incompetent and not looking for what price is truly doing and not scaling out and looking and not waiting for the perfect setups. Like if I only took perfect setups, give me 3 months, bro, I'm gonna be mad profitable if I just take 3 months, you know. 3 months are gonna pass regardless. So it's either 3 months of bad trading or 3 months of good trading. So pick your poison, right? The 3 months are gonna pass regardless. Just matters how I trade them day by day. If I don't see my perfect setup, I don't have to trade that day. I don't care about the money, honestly. I don't really care about making money. I do, but it's not like I don't attach. I've been trying to attach my self-worth less to me being good at trading. As said with the problems I had. It's been 2 hours of the trading. This is pretty tiring. So going to end this. We will probably continue the rest. I don't know when we ended. We did around 2 weeks worth of trading in 2 hours, so that wasn't too bad. That was not bad. Um, yeah, just incompetency. I'm gonna be rewatching this a lot, so yeah.